Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we are stepping into the ring, so to speak.
Figuratively, of course.
Right. We're doing a deep dive into the Venum Giant 2.0 Mike Tyson Pro Boxing Gloves, a special edition meant to capture his power.
Yeah, the legendary champion.
So the goal here,
Everything.
our goal is to really unpack the source material we have, especially this one YouTube review, and figure out if these gloves, actually deliver performance, style, history. Does it justify that premium price?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or, well, the $250 question, perhaps.
Something like that.
The review sets a high bar. It says, when you're buying into a legend reborn, the sound of the punch should tell a story.
Poetic. But does the construction back that up? Let's look past the marketing.
Yeah.
So craftsmanship, the materials list, sounds impressive, genuinely pro level. They highlight top quality full grain Argentinian Napa leather.
What does that really mean for a glove like this? Is it just fancy leather? It's more than just fancy. It means durability. Argentinian Napa, especially full grain, is known for toughness, resisting tears and scrapes.
Which you'd need under constant heavy impact.
Exactly. For a pro glove meant to survive intense training, maybe multiple camps, that kind of quality control isn't just nice, it's essential.
Okay, makes sense. And the padding. Sounds like they didn't just stuff some foam in there.
No, it's described as a complex, multi-layered system.
Yeah, absorbent foam, then EVA high-density foam, and even a natural rubber sheet, it sounds engineered, like a shock absorber for your hand.
That's a good way to put it. It suggests progressive protection. The softer foam for comfort against the hand, right? But then the denser EVA foam takes the brunt of the impact, protecting the knuckles. That's critical. And the rubber sheet. Probably adds structural integrity, maybe some rebound.
It seems like they thought a lot about the design, too. Keeping the hand in a natural striking position, consistent wrist support.
Crucial elements.
And it's all held together with a lace-up closure, standard for pro gloves.
Right.
Needed for that secure fit.
Although I did have to chuckle at the description, claiming every stitch whispers the name of a fighter who changed the meaning of fear.
Well, that's marketing trying to earn the price tag, which is...
Yeah, what is the damage?
Around $249.99 USD.
Oof. Okay. That's serious money for gloves. So for that price, what are people actually saying? The reviews must be interesting. They are. The pros are pretty clear. Yeah. Great leather, that heavy-duty padding we talked about, the stylish Tyson link, different weight options, all sounds good. But...
the cons get really interesting. The same sources that praise the quality also flag the high cost as a major downside.
Understandable.
And here's a weird one. The main description emphasizes the lace-up closure, right? Professional standard.
Yeah, we just covered that. Essential.
But the cons section in the review specifically calls out Velcro wrist support average.
Wait, what? That's a huge contradiction. Lace up or Velcro, those are fundamentally different closures, especially for wrist support and safety at a pro level. Exactly. It raises questions. Are there different versions? Did they swap it on some models? For $250, you expect the pro-grade lace-up they advertise, not potentially average Velcro. That feels like a downgrade.
Potentially significant one for performance and safety.
So what's the general user feeling then, despite this confusion?
Well, generally, people who like them seem to really like the fit and comfort, especially once they're broken in. They feel sturdy, supportive.
Oh, okay.
But there's a vocal group that feels they're just flat out overpriced for what you get. And that feeling gets louder when you see contradictions like the closure issue.
And this connects to maybe the biggest red flag, the authenticity question.
Yes. This came up in reviews too. Concerns about potential fakes or defective items being sold, particularly through unofficial channels.
So you might not even be getting the real deal.
It's a risk that's been flagged. If you're paying top dollar for a piece of Tyson legacy, you absolutely don't want a counterfeit. It muddies the waters completely.
Are you getting the legend or just a knockoff? That's the gamble, it seems, depending on where you buy.
So wrapping this up, it feels like a real split. On one hand, the authentic gloves seem to offer genuinely premium materials, thoughtful design, and that undeniable connection to Iron Mike, a real homage.
They're definitely more than just gloves in that sense, a collector's item almost. A reminder of, as you said, the man who made every round unforgettable.
But on the other hand, you got that steep price, confusing information about key features like the closure, and this serious risk of counterfeits out there.
It means buying them requires real caution. You need to be sure you're getting the genuine article from a trusted source.
Definitely. Which kind of leads us to a final thought, something for you, the listener, to chew on. If a product is designed to embody a champion spirit, That raw power, that legacy, does the existence of fakes in the market, the risk of getting one, inherently damage the value and the story of the authentic version, no matter how good it actually is. Does the shadow of the fake tarnish the shine of the real thing? Something to think about.